Yes, I'm here. Lauren Rose, 388 Spadina Road.
Okay, can we have a brief presentation?
This
Sorry,
is
through you, Mr. Chair, could we just go through the materials that have been provided for this item?
Oh, pardon me. Yeah, sorry. Material submitted by the applicant, email correspondence from Transportation Services, 8 signature petition in support, and a covering letter from Barbara and Richard Conway received September the 28th, 2021. Okay, Mr. Rose, please proceed.
This is an application for a replacement home. It's actually smaller in footprint than the existing home. This application was vetted by all city departments. Transportation is supporting the variance for the wider driveway. The neighbors are in unanimous support of the application. The length is solely a factor of the fact that the rear terrace is excavated. Otherwise, the house is actually under 17 meters. Front setback is virtually in line with where the existing house is, if staff wants to put up the site plan. And we're about a foot forward just to preserve backyard. Site plan, there you go. I can answer any questions, but completely supported by the neighborhood and planning department.
Okay, panel, do you have any questions? Any comments? We have a motion. Yim? You're muted, ma'am. Yim.
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, I have listened to the application and there's no objection from transportation or the community planning, and I accept it as a very good explanation for example 7, which is said I satisfied with that, and I will for approval. Just wonder whether there are any conditions. No. Okay, there will be no conditions.
Right, seconder? Joanne, all in favor? All right, thank you. You have your approval, Mr. Rose. Number 20, 5 Sararan Avenue. The purpose of this application is to convert the existing 2.5-story single-family detached dwelling into a dwelling with 5 secondary suites for a total of 6 units. With this application, we have material submitted by the applicant, correspondence from Transportation Services and Urban Forestry. Mr. Zhang?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Just barely.
Hello?
Could you speak more directly into your device?
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, Chair and committee members. My name is Shen Architect, the agent for the application. So the existing building is a 2.5-story detached single-family house.
Can we have, Mr. Zhang, can we have your address, please?
Yeah, my address is 98 Scarsdale Road in Toronto.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the project is to convert the existing one-family house to principal unit with 5 secondary units for rental. So for that, we have 3 minor variances. The first one is about the area percentage of the building. The bylaw allows 45% of the GFA as secondary units. The proposed both the three parking spaces. And that is a very, if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Okay, panel, do you have any questions? Yes, Joanne?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just in reviewing the plans, trying to understand where all the units were. The basement floor plan, it's a standalone unit. I don't see any washroom. Am I reading the plans wrong? Is the basement combined with another unit? Because
So the basement has a washroom.
it's not shown on the, there's nothing shown on the plans.
Yeah, but for that in the building permit stage,
Sir, we're having trouble hearing, Mr. Zhang, we're having trouble hearing you. Could you please speak into your device?
yes, we were going to show washroom.
Okay, so it is a standalone unit in the basement. It's just you haven't shown where the washroom's gonna be.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any, okay, let's move on to Mr. Stroud.
Hello. Hi, it's Mr. Stroud from 9 Sororan, Toronto. How are
Yeah.
you?
Yes, we're fine. Tell us about your concerns, sir.
Yes, I'm this unit's 5 Sororan sole neighbor, and I have 2 renters at my unit there. There hasn't been any reach out. I'm his only neighbor, so that sort of concerned me. But more importantly, as per request for variance item 1, this is a 50% increase, and I didn't deem that, as a minor variance. Going from, just getting my notes here, from 45% to 68% is actually a 50% increase. Number 2, the rear yard, soft landscaping, going from 50 to 19.6% is, I believe, a 60% increase in the variance. I just think that's very, very aggressive. The word minor means not minor, not a significant variance. I know the property well. 6 units in that building is very, very aggressive. I think a better number is 4. And also the parking, I know the parking spot back there, it is very, very tight already. And adding a 50% increase in parking from 2 to 3, again, is very, very aggressive. I think the impact is on street parking. There are visitors. I don't know where you're gonna do all the garbage collection. It's a very narrow property. There'll be additional noise and lane traffic. And also my renters have expressed concerns. They don't want to live, I don't know how they described it, but about, wanting to move. So I feel that there's an impact on me both on rental capability and on property value. I guess my request would be that they resubmit with a less aggressive plan. I would be in support of 4 units. But again, I think 6 is not a minor variance, going from 1 to 6 and taking up all the back space. And I didn't see any engineering drawings, so my concern is, are they extending the back of the building? And if they're going up to 3 floors, there's gonna be no sunlight in my backyard, period. Because there's also a garage in addition to the 3 parking spots in the back. So basically, there'll be no green space in that backyard. There'll be no sunlight in my backyard. And I just think it's not a minor variance, it's a significant variance. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll stop there and look forward to the input from the committee.
All right, thank you. Panel, do you have any questions of Mr. Stroud? Okay.
One other comment on 6 units are really not, I would assume they're all single occupancy. I would like to see, more than single units that can accommodate families and single mothers, or fathers with children. Putting 6 units, and I mean that, I don't know how many square foot that is, but you're looking at 500 square foot units maximum. And that's not a family-oriented design. I don't know what that use case would look like, but it'd be nice to see a 1 or 2 bedroom, apartments that might accommodate, family, a couple with children, and that's more conducive to Sororan Avenue. And that corner's already really busy. Adding 6 units onto that corner, I think will create traffic issues as well.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stroud. Mr. Zhang, you have some comments?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, about the units, we were discussed with the client, and about the parking space, we can actually reduce the number of parking space, so we can eliminate the item, the third variance to have 2 parking spaces on site. And the second variance, we can change the percentage of the soft landscaping to 31%. But we were limited, reduce 1 parking space. And
Mr. Zhang, if you reduce the, if you increase the soft landscaping, you have to give us to 31%, you have to give us the square meters.
it's 48 square
Pardon?
meters.
48, 40.8%?
Yeah, no.
Of square
48
meters?
Square meters, 31%.
Yes?
Yeah, the percentage is 31, the square meters is 48.
40,
I have
48?
40. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question before we settle with that. Thank you. Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, my question is, you're suggesting to increase your soft landscape area. Is it because in the result of you taking away 1 parking spot? Is that how you can achieve it?
Yes, we reduce the 1 parking space. Because in that area, many young people are living there. They may not have cars.
I understand. What I'm worried about is that if you look at the variance, is that they do not like more than 2 parking spots outside the building in the rear yard. It does not mean that if you by eliminate 1, you might trigger a deficiency. The number of parking.
Yeah, that means the very
What's the required number of parking spot you know you have to have? The minimum parking spot, parking space for 6 units.
No, the bylaw for this area does not require minimum parking spaces for unit.
That's no minimum requirement, right? I just want to make sure that you will not trigger another variance by eliminating 1 parking spot.
No, yeah,
So you're asking to eliminate variance number 3,
correct.
just to be clear.
Yes.
And just to be even further clear, just looking at some of the photos, you realize that by eliminating one of your parking spots, it doesn't automatically go into soft landscaping. It looks like there is asphalt paving behind there. So you would actually have to remove that asphalt for 1 parking spot to equal the amount that you just talked about in terms of increasing soft land. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
We did the calculation. Actually, the proposed parking space is not there yet. So we will do the sort of the last parking space. We did the calculation.
Good?
Thank you.
All right, panel, any further questions,
No.
comments? We have a motion.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we do have
Just a minute.
another person registered to speak. David Lai.
No, he's the owner,
Oh,
so I would think that Mr. Zhang, I skipped him on purpose.
Okay. Is David Lee on the phone, and does he want to say anything, or?
he's in the attendance. We can-
Okay.
No, we've already heard. Do you have anything to say, Sabrina?
No, through you, Mr. Chair, maybe we could just run through the three variants one more time, just to ensure that we get the corrections.
Okay. All
Um,
right, Mr. Zhang?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
we just want to clarify your variances. So variance number 1 does not change.
correct.
Okay, variance number 2 will change in that the percentage is now 31% as opposed to 19.6%, and the square meters is 48 square meters rather than 30.5 square meters.
Yes,
Okay, and variance number 3 is eliminated.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Larry, did you have a question or a comment?
I know I've already, I think I made my comment, Chair.
Okay.
But are we ready to move a motion, or are we waiting
Yes,
for another?
yes, unless somebody has a question or a comment. Yim, do you have something?
No, I'm ready for motion too.
Okay.
Go
so-
ahead.
Oh, okay. I have studied the contest site, and actually in this area there's a lot of different types of build form. There are low-rise residentials, there are single-family housing, and also mid-rise residentials. And I think that this proposal will fit into the context. I do not buy into the argument saying that some renters do not want to see another more renters. I don't understand that part. So I'm going to move for approval with forestry condition number 2, and also with the amendment that we made to the variance.
Yes, the seconder? Joanne, all in favor? Have your approval, sir, thank you. All right, it is now 1:20, and that completes the morning list. We'll be back in 1 hour? 2:20.
Have a good lunch.
Okay.